isn't a caravan of despair. Come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving, and come, come, whoever you are. This isn't a caravan of despair. It doesn't matter if you've broken your vows 1,000 times before, and yet again, come again, come, come again, come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving, and come, come, whoever you are. This isn't a caravan of despair. Come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving, and come, come, whoever you are. This isn't a caravan of despair. It doesn't matter if you've broken your vows 1,000 times before, and yet again, come again, come, come again, come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving, and come, come, whoever you are. This isn't a caravan of despair. Come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving, and come, come, whoever you are. This isn't a caravan of despair. It doesn't matter if you've broken your vows 1,000 times before, and yet again, come again, come, come again, come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving, and come, come, whoever you are. This isn't a caravan of despair. Come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving, and come, come, whoever you are. This isn't a caravan of despair. It doesn't matter if you've broken your vows 1,000 times before, and yet again, come again, come, come again, come. Thank you, thank you. Not yet, unless you want to sing this song with us. Yes, we did. We're just trying to mess with you, Rick.
So come on up to the house. Where you're high on top of this mountain. Whoa, come on up to the house. And you know you should surrender, but you can't let it go. So come on up to the house. You got to come on up to the house. Come on up to the house. The world is not my home, I'm just a passing through. So come on up to the house. You got to come on up to the house. Come on up to the house. The world is not my home, I'm just passing through. So come on up to the house. One more time. Come on up to the house. The world is not my home, I'm just passing through. So come on up to the house.
Come on up to the house, Rick.
All right, the ushers are going to come forward to receive the offering, and we're going to go eat. Are we good? Good morning. Oh, I know there's more than 5 here. Good morning. Good morning. Amen. Take a breath. Anybody? Well, let me light the Christ candle first. So, I like this candle to remind us of something that never stops burning in all of us, the very life of God in each of us. So this is just a reminder. Please silence your cell phone. I'm going to do the same thing right now because mine would probably be the one that would ring. Okay. Take a deep breath. Let it out. Is there anybody here for the very first time today? Welcome. We're delighted to have you come with us. You came on a very extraordinary day, so we got a lot of stuff, a lot of love. Feel the love in this room? Do you feel it? Someone, I think it was Mary, said to me that sometimes it isn't anything else for her but the feeling in this room. And that I don't take slight at that, and I know Kim does it. But the love here is palpable. That's why we continue to grow. That's why we continue to evolve. Anybody new with us for the first time at home? We'd love to hear from you. Send an email to info@unityofroyaloak.org, and someone on my team will get back to you and encourage you and send you stuff, and we may annoy you, but you can say stop, okay? We have a statement of being. It's a very short statement of the truth, the shortest one I know, and we do that together. God is all, both invisible and visible. One presence, one mind, one power is all. This one that is all is perfect life, perfect love, and a perfect substance. I am an individualized expression of God. I am ever one with this perfect life, perfect love, and perfect substance. And that, my friends, is the truth in a paragraph. God bless us. Potluck today, Mexican fiesta style. People been cooking, taco bar, taco salad. I think we got tacos back there. Lots of stuff. Come and eat. Martha Creek Workshop today. I'm gonna try to keep the service moving along so that we have time to eat and time to take in what Martha's got for us after the service. I want to remind you that First Tuesday is this coming Tuesday. What happens on First Tuesday? The prayer circle. What a concept. You need some prayer? Come on down. And the big one, and I'm telling you, Susan and Kathy Jo and Jill have been working their tails off. Their tails are wagging still, I think, on this health and wellness expo, which I think is going to be extraordinary. In the seat pocket in front of you, there's one of our flyers. On the back is the list Susan provided that the speakers, more than 20 vendors and presenters here. The place is full, and we're not going to forget, you also worked your tail off because you drew and redrew and redrew and redrew. Now, this is all going to be a great event next Saturday from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m., but we need a little help, because unless we get some people signed up to help set up and tear down, we're all going to be looking at each other here. So there's sign-up sheets in the hallway on the way to Quigley Hall. If you need more information, see one of the team that's organizing this. Let's give them some love, because it's been a lot of work. All right. I share Daily Word with you with permission of Unity, the publishers of Daily Word. Oh, it's one of my favorites. Inner peace. When you think that, what comes on you? When you think inner peace, doesn't it just drop you into that zone, into the place? The affirmation is, I call upon the infinite peace of God within. I call upon the infinite peace of God within. I find peace in the beauty all around me. A clear day, flowers swaying in the breeze, a gently flowing stream, or a river of water coming out of the sky. All reveal the presence of God and reflect my inner nature. Lasting peace resides within my mind and heart. If that peace is temporarily disturbed, if I am feeling out of sorts about my life or the situation of a dear one, I draw upon my strength and stability by turning away from outer circumstances and going within. I quiet the chatter of my mind, perhaps thinking of one of my peaceful places, imagining the breeze caressing my face and hearing the trickling stream. In this quiet state, I connect with my source and begin to feel a settling calmness. I consider my life from this higher perspective and remain centered and serene no matter what is happening in my life or in the world. And the Bible verse for today is from John 20:26. Peace be with you. Look at your neighbor and say that. Peace be with you. Peace be with you. It's prayer time, and I'm going to begin a prayer, and I'll pause. I'll invite you to speak any intention you have into the space. The space is safe and sacred where you are because you're there. That's why it's safe and sacred. Let's remember Carol today. Carol called in this morning, sick for the first time in the 10 years I have been here. So God bless you, Carol. If you're watching on your TV, we love you. And your team is doing an amazing job. So you're a good leader because you've prepared them. Breathe into this space. Father, Mother, and everything, God, we give thanks for your presence with and in us always. We give thanks for your presence in this room and in our hearts. We have things on our mind, people we want to pray about, all these things. We're grateful for our prayer partners, Ruth and David, in the room. They'll be available after. We take a moment now to speak our words, our intentions into this space, wherever you are. For Carol. And now I invite you to hold for just a few moments a vision of peace on our planet. And what would that look like? And thank you, God. We are so grateful. And so it is. Amen. I don't have to really introduce Martha here anymore. We have one new person. Great influence on my life and the lives of many ministers. One of the things that Martha did right away when the pandemic descended was to gather all the ministers and create a space, and we're still doing that. It's a small group for ministers. We can say things that we wouldn't want y'all to hear. Martha's ordained a bunch of times. She's led more organizations, but what she really does is make a difference in helping people navigate the turmoil of life. Please welcome Reverend Dr. Martha Creek.
Meditation.
Meditation time.
Medication, meditation. Whatever it takes. Meditation is a spiritual practice. As inner peace as a lighthouse. So do your best today to meditate. And not to try to do it right. See what would happen as you turn inner. And close your eyes if you can to the outer distractions of the life and times and challenges and the weather and the rain and the news and the pain in the arm and the knees and be aware of your breath. And that you're being breathed. And simply to be aware of that can be enough, is enough. To be aware of the breath and of being breathed. In this meditative time today, we take a journey back through some of our life experiences in this meditation to actually see in some of the times we may not have been so proud of, how you reacted to something, how you responded or failed to react or respond. That believing what you were believing at the time and in the mindset that you were in at the time in the shape you were in at the time. And the state of your own evolution. At that state of your evolutionary process, you did your best. You did your best. So open to images that may come that we previously had shame or guilt about, continue to torment us. I wish I had, I coulda, woulda, shoulda. To open today, swing wide the door today to any of those past experiences that would carry any kind of burden of shame or guilt with you, and allow them home to your heart. They belong here. And meet them with a new understanding today. I'm sorry. Forgive me. I did my best. I'm sorry. Forgive me.
did my best. You belong here. All the parts of yourself belong here. They belong to you. There's no bad part. Come home. You belong here. I'm sorry. Forgive me, I didn't understand. You did your best. I invite you to speak the words silently or aloud to all the parts of yourself. It's okay. You're okay. You did your best. I love you. You belong here. I see you. I know you. See how it hurt. I'm sorry I wasn't there before. Forgive me. I know who you are. I know what you are. I know how you serve. So be aware that all of these experiences have served us. They've served you in ways that we can see and sometimes ways we cannot see or even comprehend. We surrender to the mystery of it. What had to be, what is. And step into the reality that we actually did do our best. in the situation, in the circumstance, in the mindset that we had, in the evolution of our soul and the time that we're in, the equipping that we had then, that we absolutely did our best at that time. That our best is different now. Our best is different today. We would do many things differently. We absolutely devote ourselves and our time and our place here in this awakening to bring forward the wisdom of our learned experience, of our human learning processes, and the grace and the mercy to continue toward the lighthouse of our understanding, to continue to do our best. To take less and less things personally, even though it's our tendency, even though our wiring is there to take it personally. We see another opening, another opportunity to be impeccable with our words, what we speak. To do our best. So we recommit ourselves today and begin again in gratitude for meditation, for awakening, renewal. So be it.
You with the sad eyes, don't be discouraged, 'cause I realize it's hard to take courage in a world full of people. You can lose sight of all. The darkness swims inside you, makes you feel so small. But I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors, that's why I love you. Don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors are beautiful, like a rainbow. Show me your smile and don't be unhappy. I can't remember when I last saw you laughing. This world makes you open and your heart will beat up. You call me up because I know I'll be there. I see your true colors shining through. See your true colors, that's why I love you. Don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors are beautiful, like a rainbow. I can remember when I last saw you laughing. This world makes you crazy and you keep getting all you can bear. Call me up because I know I'll be there. See your true I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors. That's why I love you. Don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors, beautiful like a rainbow.
It's beautiful, honey. And then a treat to get to hear her sing. Thank you for your guitar magistry here, honey, also. This guitar greeted us as we got in today. So thank you for the prelude, too, and that musical mastery, honey. Masters among us. So the topic is to do our best. So in our meditative time, it's been so critical to me over the years to go back for the fragmented parts of myself that I said I coulda, woulda done it differently. I wish I'd have done it differently. Such regret, such remorse. Can anybody attest to this? Like, what was I thinking? What was I doing? Like, where was my consciousness? What was in the seat of my consciousness that would cause me to say something like that or to do something like that? And the truth is, a wounded part of me, a hurt part of me, a fragmented part of myself was in the seat of my consciousness. But they become the drivers if we're not careful. And until they've met, and we've tried, most of us have tried to meditate them down, medicate them down, Cheeto them down, chocolate them down, shop them down, drink them down, drug them down, until we see there's not enough drugs in the world, not enough alcohol in the world, not enough Cheetos in the world, to say then, okay, what else? Then what else? To go back for them. To go back toward them, the fragmented, disowned, disintegrated parts of ourselves. To bring them home. To see them with new eyes, to see them with some understanding, to see them from our innate, inherent powers, the 12 powers that unity speaks of. That's a foundation of the teachings, to say that, okay, I've got to go back for new understanding. I've got to go back with a different view on this. And these 4 principles of these 4 agreements have been around for decades. And how many times I have spoken about them, how many times I have quoted them, how many times I've put them out as a platitude, instead of using them as spiritual practice. Because it's just more blah, blah, blah until it's actually integrated. So I think the do your best, one of these, encompasses all the other ones. So when it comes to be impeccable with my word, that I do my best at that. That it's a goal. It's a direction to go in. It's not a tick box exercise. So will I always be impeccable with my word? Altogether? No. But it's a direction I go in. Then I'm not bound up again in guilt and shame when I can't do it. To say, I just spoke, I wasn't impeccable with my word like I prefer. Let me back up from this. Let me see what's going on here. What caused me to do that? Some curiosity about what would cause me to do what I just do. But not with hate, self-hate, and recrimination, but with a heart of compassion, a heart of connection to that part that would still rise up with its snarkiness or its hurts, that it's rising up for healing. It's rising up for reconciliation. So then when I can, I have a goal to speak with integrity And only you know what that is. I used to get so frustrated early in my career of this that I get calls pretty regularly because some knucklehead at church has done something. And then it's like, they're out of integrity. He's out of integrity. She's out of integrity. And I said, you don't know a thing about their integrity. Their integrity is theirs. The only integrity you've got to deal with today is guess whose? Like, no thanks. My integrity is pointing out their integrity. Thank you very much. It's like, loco. So even that. So then what is in your integrity? I don't know a thing about your integrity. Only you know what is integral to you. Only you know what you value. Only you know what you are devoted to. And your life will speak of it. So what's the old saying about we don't have to listen to what you're saying, we can just watch what you're doing. We don't have to listen to your words because we're watching. So that's how we know what you're actually about. Not what you say, but how you're living, how you're expressing. To say only what we mean. I mean, talk about a quiet world. Avoid using the word to speak against yourself. See if we just do any one of these, not all of these, just one of these. Quit speaking against ourselves. What we couldn't change, it's in the past. We cannot change what's already over, but to say that I learned that was a part of my human learning processes, not proud of it, would definitely do it differently today. And I'm not going to self-hate and recriminate myself over that, which causes me to get even more anxious, hateful, violent. Use the power of your word in the direction of truth. In the direction of truth. And guess whose truth? Just yours. Just yours. Don't take anything personally. It's like, see, if I was writing these, I'd just take that one out. Because what's the chances you're going to take something personally today? Altogether? 100%. We're going to do it. But see, the practice then is to notice that I did it. To notice, of course I took that personally. I'm hardwired, biologically hardwired for survival. So if somebody crosses me, what's the chances I'll take it personally? Large. Because I'm just one hair above an animal, and I don't mean your cats and dogs. I mean snakes and lizards, which is why you'd rather be with your pets than with people, because they're above the line. Mammals have the mammalian brain. They don't eat their young. They want to at times, though. Just like us, because that would settle it, see. But this fight or flight, this bite, or crawl under a rock, or shut down. So we're biologically wired for this. So yes, I'll take things personally. So just say it. Of course I'll take things personally. Of course. Don't take things personally. It's like, well, you go first. It looks like you just did. That finger's pointing at me. So yes, of course I'll take things personally. And I'll use it to wake up. Like, this was not personal. This is another human being hardwired for survival with God knows what in their wounds and their traumas. And if I don't insert myself in it, then I will hurt less. like this belongs to them. So then I can be about what I claim to be about, which is to respond differently in times like that instead of knee-jerk reactions. What others say and do is a projection of their own reality. What people say and do are a demonstration, an expression of their own mindset, of their own state of consciousness. And see, to the ability that we can keep a clear distinction between this, the less we'll take things personally. Because then it wouldn't shock us why they're coming at it the way they are, because that's their own wiring for that. This is good news. And get a sense of, if you just take one thing away from today, if it's that. Like, I will not insert myself into that because it doesn't belong to me. So I know where they begin and end, and I know where I begin and end. The basis of sobriety, the basis of sanity, the basis of letting wisdom stay in the seat of my consciousness. This kind of wisdom. Don't make assumptions. Who here is free of assumptions? Like, I always get excited because you may ascend this afternoon and wait till after lunch because we got a program, but like, of course I'm going to make assumptions. I'm wired for that too. We assume they're going to do what they always did. We assume they'll do it the way they said they would do it. We assume they'll do it the way I'll do it, which is the right way to do it. And then what's the chances?
0.
Over time, it'll be 0 eventually. So this is then the difference, to find the courage to ask questions, to express ourselves. Do any of you into Ted Lasso, that series of Ted Lasso? I needed a little something last night, and I went back to the highlights of that show, and it's full of teaching. It's full of these deep, profound teachings, which include, like, there's a scene in there where this man's being a unkind man, ruthless, and he was pressuring them, and Ted said, "Hey, you want to throw some darts? I hear y'all like darts over here in London, England." And the man was like about to kick his in darts, but he didn't ask, "Have you ever played darts?" He assumed he couldn't play, and then he reaches in his expensive suit and pulls out his private darts and said, "Oh, I just remembered I had these with me." And Ted Lasso said, because he had stood there and throwed a few darts, but my friends that throw darts say it's not throwing, you shoot darts. So whatever. Threw darts and, got on the board, but nothing substantial. And then Ted Lasso said, "Oh, I forgot I'm left-handed." And he won. And he said, Walt Whitman said, "Wise people stay curious." Wise people stay curious. And see, you had no curiosity about you, because if you had curiosity about you, you would have said, "Hey, have you ever thrown any darts?" You would have known what you're saying yes to before you went into the bet. But because you had no curiosity, you just got nailed. So the power of curiosity, not to make assumptions, but to stay in the facilitator mindset, a growth mindset, which, by the way, according to the psychologists, there's only 20% of us that have a growth mindset. That's why this church is not running over with people. It's why these seats are not full yet, because there's not 8 services here, because 80% of the population, according to the psychologists, have a fixed mindset. Have you noticed? So how are we going to relate to fixed mindset? So then our open mindset is ours to care for. Ours to care for, to say it's up to me to live out my own spiritual practices, for me to live out my own agreements to myself, and not to try to go teach somebody that's closed-minded with a closed mindset anything about the 4 agreements. And you'll notice this in your conversations. Like, hey, do you want to hear about the 4 agreements? No. Like, let me tell you what they are. I got so much out of them. You can go online and listen. There's no one home. There is no listener. Like, make no assumption about this. Make an assumption that is more literal, that's more actual. Like, I've known them 30 years, and I've not seen one indicator in them that they have an open mindset. Like, oh, wake up. Then you can just talk about what's for lunch, things like that. And don't expect them to be pleased about that either, because there'll be something in there that don't suit them. They'll miss the part that people were driving up here, bringing in pots and pans, so much stuff they couldn't carry it. They had it in wheelies. They had to bring it in. They had cooked so much for this feeding. No telling how long it took to prepare it, the shopping, the money, the cooking. See, there's no awareness of that. Just like, this is too spicy. Okay. Bye, Felicia. I'm going to sit over here. Instead of like, hey, did you hear what Martha said in the service about people poured their heart and soul into making a meal for me that I didn't have to make for me? Huh? Like, oh yeah, thank you. Make no assumptions. Always do your best in all of these agreements to be impeccable with my word, to know that I'll take things personally and I'll wake up a little quicker now. And that's my practice. That's what I go toward. To be mindful about what I'm saying, to hear my own words. And oh, the allure for the old way. Impeccable with my word, not to take things personally, and when I do, to see what caused me to do that, to use it for my own enlightenment, my own awakening. To not make assumptions and to always do our best. And to see, like we did in the meditation, that we don't know what our best actually is yet. That is to be discovered. That is to be determined. What is my best? And then I cannot thank you enough, because I know who you are out there in the world. I know who you are. I know what you are also. And I know that you've got an open mindset, a mindset that seeks the truth, that wants a deeper relationship with that. You know about the it, and whatever the it is, you want more of it. You want a deeper relationship with it, which would cause you to get up again and dust off and get over here to see what could I possibly do to contribute to this day, and what will I be given, what will I receive in the manna of the teaching, and the manna of the food, and the manna of the service, the workshop, the friendship, the fellowship, the what is here. I am in receivership, and I am in stewardship, and that holds the power for what we call ministry. A mindset of my receivership is in my stewardship. And you've got it in spades, my friend. And I'm so proud of you, and so proud to be a part of that and what you do. So continue to find your ways to do it. So some of my mission, as you know, is to serve those who serve, which is why I'm here today. It is to get empowered teachings to the whole of the world. So there's 2 books now, one called Power and Presence, and this little Martha's Pearls. And these books are the opposite of copyrighted. You're welcome to duplicate them. Run off the pages. Hand them out. Give them to people. Use them in your newsletters. Use them in your blogs. Get empowered teachings to the whole of the world. That's why they exist. So I've done my best to get empowered teachings to the whole of the world. And I continue to do it. I give permission for everything that is spoken to be recorded and put out into the world at no charge, at no cost whatsoever. And this little book, any money that came from the book, I used to buy more books and took them to the next place and gave them away. And the new one that's in print, same thing. They go on a table, the money goes, buy more books, take them to the next place. Now, you don't have to do it that way. That's my way. To live my own best to get empowered teachings to the whole of the world. These are examples. So think about what you may do, what you can do, that will require you to do it differently than you've done it, or that's different than the way they do it. For you to live in integrity with yourself, to be impeccable with your mission, what you're here to do on the earth, and the fulfillment of it. What else, how else could you dial up your own luminosity? Just a bit. Like in this way, over here, I could do this. Over here in this relationship, I could do that. Over here in this project, the tipping point, and infinite